The British government has launched a new website aimed at battling what it calls the spell of twisted ideologies. On the site, parents and teachers can find advice on how to identify signs of radicalization in youths. The first sign is argumentativeness or aggression. Another alarm bell is a change in clothing. And as the UK government points out, you should also be worried if your child wants to join an extremist organization. The government has drawn up another leaflet for parents. It says that if children start to mistrust the mainstream media and show anger towards the government, it could be time to worry. Meanwhile, hundreds of children have been referred to a UK government de-radicalization program in the last 4 years. With more, here's RT's Anastasia Cherkina.
This so-called de-radicalization of children issue is back in the spotlight in the UK yet again, and typically not without controversy. What we do know is, according to numbers obtained by the British media from the National Police Chiefs Council, as many as 415 children aged 10 and under, as well as over 1,400 children at the ages of 18 to 15, have been referred to this British government's de-radicalization program over the last 4 years in England and Wales. And sadly and curiously, what often spurs these referrals are simple mistakes and slips of the tongue. One kid got in trouble for using the term eco-terrorism. Another 10-year-old Muslim boy recently was questioned by police because he wrote he lives in a terrorist house instead of a terraced house. According to the British government, this is a productive program. What we heard from the Home Office was the following, quote, "As a country, we have a duty to challenge at every turn the twisted narrative that has exploited some of our vulnerable young people." And of course, this scheme and issue rages much wider. We do know that last summer, the British government introduced the so-called Prevent Duty program, where schools and the NHS and people working there have the obligation to report anybody who they deem to be potentially vulnerable to extremism. And this is certainly something that raises concerns about how far is too far and how much children can be marginalized, and eventually how soon will British schools essentially be turned into spy zones.